In nomine Domini, Dei nostri universe. A bit of pantheism. A bit of spiritualism. A bit of science. Mix at the quark level. And this is our new religion. I can't believe I'm filming this. What is this? It's one of the New Age religion, and its foundation is the movement of electrons. Even in this age, people try to attribute sensibility to things they don't understand. It's true that mass and energy are equivalent, but they try to define them as the same thing. I don't get into whether God exists or not, or which belief is true, because I don't have the answer to that. Still, I can explain this new religion, quantum physics, pantheism, spiritualism, and occultism to you. Quantum physics deals with the motion of subatomic particles. The most popular explanation is double-slit experiment. When particles are fired toward a wall, through one slit, they form a pattern matching the wall. But when a second slit added, the situation changes. When observed, they behave like particles, when not observed, like waves. Of course, the observer here is not a human but a measuring device. Humans can see electrons. This completely shocked classical physics because it was a discovery that challenged the mechanics of the relativity perspective. Einstein said God doesn't play dice, but he was wrong. As far as we know, electron motion is entirely random. There are various theories. Electrons are indeterminate until someone looks at them, and they can exist in many states at once. That's called superposition. In the new religion, this is explained as consciousness manipulating reality. But what's looking at them is a measuring device. If you believe measuring devices have consciousness, that's your option. Some explain this as the fourth dimension, some as parallel universes. Some say this universe is a simulation and this is a simulation glitch. The fourth dimension is time. I need to explain the concept of dimensions. Dimension 0 is a point. First dimension is a line made of points. Second dimension is a plane made of lines. Third dimension is objects made of planes. The fourth dimension, according to theories, is the state of objects at different times. Superposition in quantum physics, then, is the state of particles that don't belong to our dimension. Parallel universes are different realities, interwoven where all possible exist simultaneously in the same place. Marvel fans already know this well. Simulation theory argues that this universe is entirely a simulation and we are artificial intelligence written for it. Even though we can never know for sure. This creates a paradox. The programmers who wrote our simulation could also be in a simulation. And we can write simulations ourselves, an infinity simulation loop. What turns quantum physics into a religion is this uncertainty. Like with many religions, maybe one day it will be solved, but the religion they created will remain. It's always been like this throughout history. So, let's get to the religious beliefs this is based on. Pantheism is the belief that the universe is God. According to pantheism, the universe is conscious and everything constitutes God's body. This resonates with many monotheistic religions. The belief that universe has a consciousness appears in ancient times as Gaia hypothesis. In Greek mythology, Gaia is the earth itself, and everything on earth is her organs. Just as everything living body is made of living cells and bacteria. According to pantheism, there is a pattern, and this pattern tells us what everything from the smallest to the largest forms and organism. If we consider the earth as a cell, humans look like cancer, but that's the topic of another video. Can we refute this? Maybe. When we compare Earth to the size of the observable universe, it's very small. And if every planet is a cell, we are faced with these trillions of dead cells and prepares only one living cell. No living organism we know has such a high proportion of dead cells. So this analogy contradicts biology. Still, the universe is huge. Maybe we happen to be in the dead zone. Still, it has been scientifically proven that the Earth cannot be a living thing. But let's assume God is not carbon-based organism. Even then, we could need to redefine the concept of God, because no living being is conscious of its own cells and the organs within them, nor can it control what happens in there. Therefore, if God is the universe itself, it cannot have a control and cannot hear our wishes. Spiritualism, on the other hand, is based on the soul. According to this belief, the soul is energy and conscience. But what does science say? Science says there is no such thing as a soul we can examine in the lab, as far as we can measure. There is no measurable difference in soul energy between the dead and living. What we know is this: the center of what we call consciousness is the brain. When the brain is damaged, consciousness changes. When the brain dies, consciousness ends. This means spiritualism is a belief, not a scientific fact, given the data we have. I, myself, believe in the existence of soul, but my belief doesn't change scientific facts. For scientific facts to change, we would need the instruments to measure it. Since absence cannot be proven either, one cannot say it exists or it doesn't about this thesis. If I say there are dragons living in an unobservable region of universe, no one can disprove it. But its existence cannot be proven either. If we take a scientific view, the most correct approach is to be agnostic on this matter. The quantum religion thesis of positive thinking and sending messages to the universe is based on spiritualism. Because in spiritualism, the soul is energy and can be directed. Therefore, they believe they can reach the pantheistic God through soul energy. They also think the universe is stupid. Let me explain. According to them, if you say I am very sick today, the universe makes you sick. If you say I have no money, it keeps you poor. Negative thoughts bring negative results. Positive thoughts bring good. As if the universe has no will of its own, just a robot that acts according to words from your mouth. The universe is like a mirror, but a conscious mirror. This God model says you asked it reminds me on Aladdin's genie. It grants all your wishes, but when the outcome is bad, the last wish is to undo all wishes. In short, according to their thesis, God is like a genie in a lamp who doesn't know what truly wants. Yes, it does whatever you say, but it takes everything as a wish. When it comes to occultism, there is much to explain. Human perception is limited. We can perspective sounds and images within certain frequency ranges. Ultra technology has expanded these limits somewhat. There are countless frequency ranges beyond our perception. For example, humans perspective 3 primary colors, red, blue and green, and see their combinations, but the mantis shrimp can perspective up to 16 different primary colors. This is called hidden knowledge. Occultism is a mixture of scientific facts, assumptions, and beliefs. If we try to explain the quantum religion from an occultist perspective, we encounter the time dimensions, parallel universes, and the simulation thesis I mentioned at the beginning. What makes it a religion is actually pantheistic belief. I explained pantheism earlier, but its source lies in occultism. Hermetic texts contain a phrase like "as above, so below." This has been interpreted in different ways by different people. The pantheistic perspective, as I said earlier, explains this by looking at both atoms and star systems and saying they look the same. But this is a fallacy because electron motion follows quantum physics and doesn't resemble planets orbiting a star. The connection between quantum physics and occultism is that we lack sufficient technology to explain it. It is truly so mysterious that one could develop thousands of theories about it. Still, watching electrons and saying it's the work of God is talking easy way out. The fact that believers in the quantum religion simply think things will change just by wanting them to proves this laziness. Occultism is actually a realm of inference. Still, there is one of thing the quantum religion gets right. Your perspective changes your perception. You can call a glass half full or half empty. That doesn't change the state of glass, it changes your psychological state. In conclusions, thousands of religions have emerged and will continue to emerge. Since no technology can give us absolute truth, there is no end to this. I felt needed to explain this because it is so widespread and, like many religions, contains highly disturbing logical flaws. Otherwise, why should I care? You can worship a toast if you want, as long as you don't say "don't eat my God." It's none of my business. I'm Mert Tamtürk. I eliminate the false while searching for the truth. Sun has come. See you.